me, work, body for me, what, work it. Get down, 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 get down.
Hey ladies, welcome back to Somebody Come Listen to This podcast. I am your host, Nava. Please go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you have not subscribed, and please share this video whenever you finish watching it. Thank you very much. So, with Trump coming into office, he is part of the plan to set America back at least 150 years. And in order to do that, you have to oppress Black people and you have to oppress women. That means taking away education. That means putting laws back in effect that are ancient. And one of the laws that they're trying to put back into effect is the filial law. I think I'm saying it right. Correct me if I'm saying it wrong. Filial law. This is a law that's saying that kids are required to take care of their parents until they are dead. Y'all know that a lot of kids are estranged from their parents because their parents were toxic, their parents mistreated them and abused them, and they just don't have a good relationship with their parents. They're like, imagine having to take care of your dad that sexually assaulted you, or you'll get charged, or you'll be in jail. Imagine having to take care of your mom that might have did the same thing to you, or that beat you, or that sold you to people and they're sick and the law says you have to take care of them because they're your parent. Y'all know this is targeting women. Y'all know that women are the main ones that are caregivers. We're the main ones that are compassionate. But if this happens, y'all are going to see so much elderly abuse. Y'all, it's going to get so bad because some of these people's kids don't like them like even more than the people in the nursing homes don't like them. They are doing things trying to cut back on the budget. And I guess this is one of them, trying to save money so they don't have to pay like state facilities and nursing homes and places like that. So they're trying to force women into free labor. Once again, they're trying to force women into free labor because, men are not going to do this. Men don't mind taking out anybody if they feel like they're being burdened or they don't want to do it, and they don't mind going to jail. So y'all, let's get into these videos and let's see what people are saying about the filial laws that are headed this way. I'm hearing that it's already taking place in like 29 states, but let's get into these videos.
Elders are getting abused in the nursing homes. Just wait until their kids are forced to take care of them. So I've been sort of observing the conversation around certain states have laws where if your parents are unable to take care of themselves, like the children are legally obligated to take care of them. And let me just say, this kind of goes hand in hand with the conversation around childhood trauma and people cutting off their parents' stuff. Like, if these people that have gone through all of the work to be able to cut ties and go no contact with their parents are forced legally to provide physically, financially, medically, all of the things for their adult parents that are aging, it's not going to end well. And I get it that the law is more for like financial support, but here's the thing. With the way the economy is going now and the way that most people's budgets are, there's no way that they're paying. Some nursing homes are upwards of like 10, 15 grand a month to have them in there. And that's not even for the good ones. So you can't tell me that the majority of people who are going to be forced to take care of their parents can actually afford to put them in a nursing home and aren't going to have to bring them into their home or figure out some sort of arrangement where they don't have to pay as much and their parent is still taken care of. Now, I can see if you've gone through and you've done the work and you've gone to therapy, you just kind of make the best of the situation and try to, take care of them. But I don't see it going that well because the vast majority of people have not done the work. They have not done the deconstructing and the healing. So just like adults that are forced to take care of children that they don't want and don't have the capacity to take care of, there's going to be violence. There's going to be abuse. Like, it's just inevitable at this point, because when people are put in a position where they have no other choice and they have big feelings about it, they're going to take it out on the person who is they perceived to be putting them in that position and having those big feelings. And I am not condoning this. I'm not saying it is okay. What I am saying is that I think we're going to see a huge uptick in APS, or Adult Protective Services, or elder, services. It's gonna be wild, because honestly, like, if they thought the best way to take care of you was to beat the shit out of you and not meet any of your needs, then turnabout's fair play.
There are 29 states in the U.S. that say adult children are obligated to take care of their aging parents. They are referred to as filial laws, legal concept in which adult children are financially responsible for their parents' unpaid health care costs. Not all states have filial responsibility laws, and not all families are liable. Now, like with anything, there's nuance to this, but the idea is that if you are an adult child of parents who are either indigent or do not have the resources to take care of their health care, then you could be found liable to be financially responsible for them. And here are your 29 states. Stay tuned for a podcast that my sister and I are making. It's in development, where we're talking about not just aging ourselves, but how to take care of our aging parents. A lot more people need help with this than people think.
When I tell y'all that boomers are the ultimate finessers, it's crazy. So as some of you are aware, if you know your history, boomers are probably the best generation that has ever come through this country. What do I mean by that? Boomers had the best jobs, the best pensions, the best economy, a stable economy. They had the opportunity to establish generational wealth because homes were so affordable. Like, it was just, they had it good. However, they are the only generation that has been able to say that. Not a generation before them, nor a generation after them has able to lay claim to the same thing. So you would think that they would be able to be ready for retirement. You would think that they would be prepared to retire and everything would be good. If you thought that, you'd be dead wrong. According to studies, there's about 43% of the boomer generation that is unprepared for retirement. They don't have the salaries, they don't have the assets. They basically took all this money that they built, all this money that they made, and squandered it over the years. And again, they made it, it was good for them, but they decided to pull up the ladder and not let it be as good for us. So again, with there being about 43% of that generation not ready to retire or not prepared to retire, you would think they would be panicking. However, I started this video by saying boomers are the what? The ultimate finessers. So as you are all aware, there is a very real possibility that Social Security is pretty much about to be over and done with, and Medicare benefits are going to be tremendously cut with this new administration coming in. So that safety net for all these boomers that were about to retire, that are about to retire, is going to be pretty much gone. But don't you worry, there's another safety net that they got in place that a lot of people probably are not familiar with. So in about 29 states, there are what are called filial laws. And what a filial law is, basically, it is put upon the responsibility of a person's adult child to take care of them in the event that they don't qualify for any social services, and they also don't have enough money to be able to take care of themselves. And these laws have remained on the books because, I mean, let's be real, you've had Social Security and Medicare all these years, so these laws were very rarely enforced. However, like I just told you, those social nets, security nets, safety nets, as you will, are pretty much probably about to be done with. And there's an estimated 4 million boomers will hit retirement over the next 4 years. So an average of 4 million boomers every year for the next 4 years. So that's a lot of people to hit these social systems that we've had in place for all these years. And on top of that, these social systems, security nets are probably about to be gone. So you're about to have an average of 4 million people who were expecting something to be there for them that's probably not going to be there. And again, with these filial laws, they enforce and make the responsibility of basic needs such as groceries, mental health, and any healthcare costs that aren't covered by an insurance company or Medicaid or Medicare, keeping in mind that Medicaid and Medicare are going to be drastically reduced or cut altogether. So they put those costs onto the children of said elderly person. And again, let me stress this, these laws have rarely been used up until now. And if you think that if there's a law on the book that can help the government avoid some expenses that they would normally incur, you think that they just gonna take over instead of just enforcing the law that's already on the book? I got a bridge I want to sell you in Brooklyn. So yeah, because of that generation's fiscal irresponsibility, it's gonna fall on my parents' generation, my generation even, and even my kids' generation to take care of these people in their retirement years because they didn't properly plan. So if you're living in one of these 29 states with filial laws, and I suggest you look up to see if your state is one of those states, I want you to keep in mind that there was one side that wanted to offer Medicare to include costs for like long-term home health care. And again, those are costs that would fall upon the children now with those security nets gone, and they didn't even cover those costs in Medicare now. But one side wanted to include long-term home health care and home health aid care in Medicare, and one side is looking to cut it all together. Just remember that when you're complaining about having to pay for your mother's medical bills and expenses, because those laws are starting to be enforced. And just the FYI, I live in Florida, and surprisingly, we don't have filial laws. So imagine my surprise when I was shocked. And yes, I definitely told my
Now,
mother.
filial laws essentially say that a adult child is responsible for the basic needs or medical needs of their parent. This would happen if they're sort of in the in-between of being able to pay for those expenses themselves or apply and qualify for government benefits through, say, Medicaid. So where does the child fit in, and does this get used? At one point or another, there was upwards of, I think, 40 of the states that had these laws. We're down to about half of the states that have these laws on the books. However, and I've never seen it used before in New York or New Jersey. New York does not have the laws. New Jersey does. But the laws themselves, other than maybe a state or two, aren't really utilized. We don't see that the states or the counties, which are separately, I guess, administering these laws if they are used, implementing them. I would say it'd be a hard press to figure out a way to not only administratively manage this, but I don't know. I feel like it hasn't been utilized for a reason. I'm not going to get into all of my judgments and feelings on it, but other than a couple of states, they're not really enforced as of now, but they're on the books, which means it could happen. Hope that information is helpful to you or a friend. And please don't forget to share. As always, take care.
If you've ever said, well, you made the choice to become a caregiver, this video is for you because you may become one of us too because of filial laws. Currently, 29 states have filial laws. They allow the state or your parents' healthcare providers to sue adult children who fail to provide adequate support for their parents. And with 11,500 people turning 65 every day, the largest number ever, the likelihood of this law being enforced has increased. Under this law, an adult child would pay for the healthcare costs not covered by Medicare or insurance. Now, long-term care is not covered by Medicare, and if you qualify for Medicaid, Medicaid will cover it, but only after spin down. Now, the National Council on Aging estimated that 17 million people over 65 are considered economically insecure. So in short, many of us become caregivers because nobody else would step up, meaning their loved one would end up on the street. Some of us do it because we feel an obligation to, whether out of love or duty. But some of us may have to do it by law. So when you leave a comment like this, make sure you do a little research first, okay?
Y'all, this is not good. I didn't want to make this a long video, but this is another reason that women have to come together. Y'all know that this is going to be an issue that is going to fall on women. They're cutting back everything. Social Security, VA benefits, trying to get rid of Mexican people and foreigners that they are. I'm telling y'all, if y'all don't see what they're doing right now, they're trying to hoard all of the wealth and get more of it by cutting all these programs off so they can start everything over. They're literally trying to like just erase everything that we have in place right now so they can start over, and so they can start paying us low wages again to keep the wealth at the top. So they're going to start paying y'all going to start seeing $5 jobs again, $5 an hour, $4 an hour, like with what we saw our parents having. And the ideal is to just force women pretty much into taking on the role that they think that women should have. That's why you keep hearing all of these Republican men get up and speak out the side of their neck about where women belong, about women's bodies, about whatever they're saying about women. They are trying to put us back where they think we belong. So I didn't want to make this a long video. I just wanted to bring awareness to this. Women are about to have to fight. And we can't do it alone. Like, this is why I just, at this point in time, I don't deal with any woman who doesn't like the truth, any woman who has an issue with the type of content that I put out. Like, I just don't deal with them at all, because y'all have no idea. Y'all are talking about The Handmaid's Tale. Like, yeah, that is the time that they're trying to go back to rapidly. So get down in the comments, share this video, subscribe, and let me know what you think. Have you ever heard of the filial laws? And do y'all talk to your parents? Do y'all like your parents? Like, let me know, and I will talk to you ladies later. Bye.
For me, work for me, work that body for me, what, work.